Hey, BassGeek here, and I have spent years fishing the damiki rig, the hover strolling, the mid strolling, whatever you want to call the stupid thing. The jig head minnow, well before forward-facing sonar was ever a thing, and I caught a ton of bass using this technique. Man, have I found the next big thing. I'm telling you, this thing has the most incredible action you are ever going to see on anything that's got a ball head jig on it. It is going to blow your mind. You guys up north are going to love this for smallmouth. It is going to dominate. They fixed a problem with a bait that we have all loved to use for smallmouth and for largemouth down here. Trust me, it works. And it is impressive. Let me show you what I found. All right, geeks, so I have fished a lot of these things ever since the floating fly, tight lining. You've heard me talk about the little green fly. I mean, you can go back through my videos and see me talking about some sort of feather, hair, some sort of jig that I've fished, whether it be winter or spring, up until they came out with the Marabou Jig. I have fished almost every feather or hair jig there is on the market to fish, and I love them. I have caught some big bass fishing these things. But one of the things that always drove me crazy about them, and I think it drives people crazy about them, in the wintertime it works great, but they tend to flatten out. So when you're fishing them, they get very thin, very narrow. They've got some good action to them, but you know, they're not the greatest. Well, let me tell you, Big Daddy Baits has solved this issue. I cannot wait to show you this underwater footage. So they're making 4 different colors, and they make them in 3 sizes. When I come across these, I almost went crazy. I've seen them online and the action that they have, and they are incredible. Now, as far as sizes, they have a 1/8, a 1/4, and a 3/8. So 3 pretty good sizes. Now, as far as colors, this color is called the Devastator. A little bit of chartreuse in there. It's going to be great for when you're fishing for those smallmouth, but it's still super subtle. Now, this so far has been my go-to color. This is called Prime. I love that little bit of gray with that white body. Nice, subtle bait. This is called Bumblebee. Now, you want to mimic a bluegill or a perch? That is your color. Last but not least, you've got to have one that's all chartreuse. This is called Ratchet. Now, when it comes to rigging this, I just tie a regular pitstein knot. You guys have seen me tie this knot 850,000 times. You can tie a loop knot so you can get a little more action out of it. A lot of guys do that with the jig head minnows. We do it during the winter time when we're tight lining or we're throwing little feather flies, hair flies down banks, what we call tight lining around here. We're gonna come through, we're gonna double, and then we're just gonna wrap it about 5 times. With this loop, we're going to pass it through, and then we're just going to tighten it down, just pulling down, just like that, until we've got a nice little loop. Snug it all down. Cut the tag in, and you're going to get some good action. But sometimes that loop knot does help, gives you a little more action. Other times, like the lake we're fishing today, I want it to be a little more subtle and give me the ability to control the action of this bait. All right, geeks, this is my favorite. I love the color of this rod. This is the TFO Option. This is a 7-foot medium, fast action. Love this rod, love the color. I've got it teamed up with a favorite. Playing around with favorites. So far, I really like this. This is a Rush, I believe it is. You know, The colors are, okay, but so far the reel has been pretty solid. And look at that. It's got an anti-reverse switch on it. Put anti-reverse switches on everything. Now, as far as line, of course, I've got my pink 20-pound test. You can go 10 or 20. I like the 20 because it's so thin, I can still cast a mile. And then I've got my Pro 100 K9 fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon, 10% discount. Try this line. I'm telling you, geeks, you will love it. So you're gonna change your retrieve up. You're gonna pendulum it, just let it fall and reel it real slow. You're gonna shake it sometimes. You're even gonna vertical fish this. Really, it's limitless the way you want to fish this. And it's not just for forward-facing sonar. I tell you guys all the time, hey, look at the Marabou Jig. This thing is perfect for that because of the way it looks in the water. You can fish it just above the bottom, shaking it. It looks incredible underwater. I can't tell you that enough. I really cannot say that enough. But basically, you're gonna make a cast out there. You're gonna let it sink down. Now, if you're fishing the bank, you're gonna let it drop down. You're gonna slow reel it. You're gonna shake it. You're gonna contour that bank with it. Now, you don't have to shake it. You can just contour the bank with it. If you feel it touching the bottom, you're reeling too slow. And if you never touch the bottom, you're reeling too fast. Now, livescope guys, you're gonna find those bass, you're gonna throw at them. It's pretty much that simple. For me, there's 2 or 3 different retrieves. I like the warmer the water, a heavy shake, and slow it down as we get into colder conditions. Now, if I'm in super clear water and they're super finicky, I'm just gonna let this thing pendulum black. I'm just gonna reel it. And every once in a while, maybe give it just a little bit of a rod twitch. Have your drag set right, because this is going to be fished on light line, like I said, about 8-pound test, even down to 6 and 3 during the winter time. When you set the hook, you're going to set it straight up, and then you're going to reel down to keep them from jumping. As always, I like to get my rod tip down close to the water and just keep them coming to me, but be ready for those surges. That's why a reel with good drag is a big deal. Now, I back reel. I'm old, and that's just sort of an old school thing to do. I would not recommend you geeks do that. So as always, I'll put links in the description to this. This is from Big Daddy Baits. It is called the Spotlighter Shad. By the way, I don't think I even told you the name of it. It is called the Spotlighter Shad from Big Daddy Baits, and this thing is pretty incredible. Like I said, look at that underwater footage again. So if you want to learn more about some hair jigs and how to fish them with and without forward-facing sonar, make sure you check out this video right here. As always, questions, comments in the comment section below. You geeks know I love to talk fishing. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. Be part of the 100% Watch Squad. Help me live a dream. I'm just a weekend warrior like every single one of you all, and I've been blessed to get to hang out with you. And as always, you keep trying.